Hey, welcome to Butcher Bay Read Checks. I'm Marc.
Greg. What's up, nerds?
How you doing, bud? How you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. Quiet week last week.
Yeah, we took a little hiatus.
Yeah. There was absolutely nothing coming out, so... but now we got this week, we got Prey, the movie on Disney Plus via Hulu, and we'll cover the first two episodes of The Sandman by Neil Gaiman on Netflix.
About time that came out.
Oh, you were waiting to see that?
Well, no, it was just that's been such a prolific book and graphic novels for such a long time. Everybody's been dying for something like this to come out. So now that it's out, boom.
Yeah, leading up to the movie Prey, which is kind of a prequel to Predator, I didn't click on the articles, but I kept seeing good headlines, one headline after another.
Yeah,
and let me just preface this by saying, the best part of Predator 2 for me was that end scene with Danny Glover. He kills a predator, and one by one, he's surrounded by like 10 predators, and he's like, okay, who's next? And then they hand him a flintlock. So ever since he was handed that flintlock, I think, oh, that's so cool. They've been here for centuries. I hope one day we get a movie that shows, Predator in the past. We'll get to that flintlock later. Don't want to jump ahead, but I liked it. What do you think?
No, I liked it too. I thought the cinematography was incredible, and it was an interesting take on, I guess you could say, a warrior society from the past versus what we have today. Like if you compare the two, like the first Predator and this one, right? These guys are all gung-ho, warrior, macho military guys, right? That relied mostly on their equipment and whatnot, and they think that they're all powerful and can fight these people, these things. And with these guys, where in this movie, especially with her, the main character, she analyzed them and how they fight and what would be the best way to take them on versus just brute force. Hey, I'm a big guy, I'm gonna fight you, you try to get through me. You know what I mean? Did you get that vibe too?
Yeah, they set that scene up before with the lion, the mountain lion, where she decides, no, we should take it from the tree, and her brother's like, okay, yeah, and then he admits at the end of the movie, yeah, I only got that lion because of your plan, so...
You always saw what I couldn't.
Yeah, exactly, and then she does the same thing with the helmet at the end, so yeah, she's always observing, and she's paying attention to everything. And, I kind of like how they kind of copied that scene of her coming out of the mud. I said, oh, okay, she's going to figure it out.
I noticed that too.
Which is just like Arnold's scene where he's against that wooden pile, but then they flip it like with the flower, where it cools the blood, right? So I thought, oh, okay, that's pretty clever.
Yeah. Well, that's just it. She didn't register as a threat, so they didn't go after him, right?
Yeah, and even when she was chained, he knew enough, the Predator, like, she's chained, she's not a threat to me,
or she's not a challenge.
Yeah, and of course, turns out that, the French fur trappers are as bad or just as bad as the Predator in this movie, right? So it's,
well, they were the big time assholes, right? They were slaughtering buffalo and just being pricks. But
it's kind of like that scene in my favorite scene in Predator is right before when Arnold gets him, right before he dies. Arnold goes, what the hell are you? And the Predator goes, what are you? I took that to mean like, you're no better than me, like for what you do for a living.
Well, for me, I loved the whole way this movie was composed and put together.
Yeah, don't you wish we were robbed of seeing this on a big screen? I mean, like they shot in Alberta. Alberta looked beautiful. I mean, it's kind of strange this thing went straight to streaming, not even a little short theatrical window. Like I would love to see this actually on the big screen.
Big
would
screen,
you?
Yeah. No, it would have been really, really nice. I mean, this, like you said, the cinematography was beautiful. They really, really captured the mood and the immersiveness of what that area was, right? Like you could see when they're walking at night and with the torches, everything's black except the torches. until they put him out, and then we can see at night. Like it was just really, really well done.
Oh yeah, and I didn't even think we didn't. I thought he was just going to be there to kill people, but he's putting himself up against wolves and bears. I mean, even that bear scene where he's holding above his head,
so incredible,
and the dripping blood of the bear, like you can see a silhouette, like more clear, like that.
But you notice, like the animals defending, they're just another predator, right? So it's just kind of like, especially that wolf scene. That wolf scene was fantastically done. The CG in that is just incredible.
Oh yeah, he went from like snake, wolf to bear. Okay, what else you got? What else are you gonna throw at me? Got anything bigger?
But just the wolf's reaction to him, he didn't run away. He didn't sense he was a superior predator. He just sensed, you're in my territory and I'm going to take you on, kind of thing.
Yeah. The wolf didn't really back down at all. I mean,
no. But that bear scene, oh my God, was that well done?
Yeah.
Just the bear and him going at it. Oh my God! Then he takes him out with one punch.
Yeah,
and then that just lifts him over his head and lets the blood drip all over him. I'm like, whoa, that is so intense.
Yeah, big shout out to Naru, who played by actress Amber Midthunder. So she
was fantastic. Especially like again, it just showed her story is just about not wanting to just be what her people want her to be. It's a story about going past limitations, right?
Yep.
They just want hunt, just gather and do the women stuff and let the men hunt. And she's like, no. I like when they said you need a leash for your weapon, and she's like flinging that around like a Japanese dagger.
Yeah, she figured out, wait a minute, there's got to be a better way for me having to retrieve this all the time. What if I could kill the rabbit quicker, if I could make my axe come back to me, right? I mean,
exactly. Instead of chasing the axe, pull it back to her, and boom, away you go. I mean, that's what got her out of the mud, too, right? So it's like...
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
No, I loved the ingenuity, all the process of everything in this movie. Right down to the final shot, and especially like at the end when her and her brother were taking on the predator, and you saw him, the maneuverability and the athleticism and the speed, like he's coming up, pulling arrows out of it and shooting it back at him.
Yeah, he was like Hawkeye and Green Arrow combined there. Yeah,
exactly. So, but you saw it was a different mentality of warrior, whereas in the original movie, Arnold or Jesse Ventura would have been just like try to shoot the shit out of it, or then try to punch the shit out of it, and it wouldn't work, right? Where this guy knows they're outclassed weight wise and strength wise, so they use speed to get around him, and it was just so beautifully done.
Yep. They even shout out one of my favorite lines. They repeated, "If it bleeds, we can kill it."
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yes.
And like, how much damage can this predator take? Because he took a musket ball to the back of the head, and was still thinking.
Oh, how about that freaking shield he had too, man? Oh, wasn't that awesome? Like, that was Jesus. Incredible. Why did they ever get rid of that thing later on?
Yeah. Well, that's just it. It's just all of it was just.
The director said, because you notice he was more, this predator is more animalistic, so that the director, Dan Trachtenberg, he actually wanted it more. He likes, the predator, but he didn't want it so high-tech looking, or sleek looking.
Well, that's just it. So. It showed an evolution of the predator as well, right?
Yeah, this is 1719, right? So any species would have evolved in, 300
within
years.
117? Yeah, 300 years. Yeah,
almost 300
exactly.
years. Yeah.
So, it really would have you would have seen the evolution and seen how it goes. I mean, they went from what looked like a bone mass to the metal mass. They still had the claws that pop out and so on, but they didn't have the laser guided.
Yeah, it was kind of like
laser.
Yondu Odonta's.
Exactly.
Magic,
sort of
magic arrow.
Laser guided darts. So smart darts.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the smart harpoon weapons,
or his 3 drone-looking bombs that the trappers were staring at. Like, maybe this is bad. Maybe we should get out of here. Well, we never seen this before. Let's hang around a bit.
Well, it's when he first used it on the warrior that was trying to bring her back to the camp, and he sees the dots on her. He's like, "What is this?" Like you can see the confusion of the technology, and then all of a sudden, thunk, 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 and it's just like. But you saw it spread out too, right? Like one went to the eye, one went to the chest, one went to the lower abdomen, and there's it's picking its targets, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah. Well, shout out this Predator. He's played by Dane DeLiegro, 6'9", 245 guy.
Ex-basketball player.
Yeah, played Division I University at New Hampshire. So I played in Italy and Israel also. So
he also studied to be a chef.
Yeah. When he was in Italy, Tuscan butcher for over 5 years.
I know.
He's a Renaissance man. Okay.
Yeah, 6'9". Like we gotta replace Kevin Michael Hall.
That's right. Well, let's talk about my favorite scene, the one that completely floored me, and I'm glad it didn't get spoiled when the French fur trapper who's missing a leg, kind of, the friendly one, the nice one, gives her his flintlock. I could not believe my eyes because I've known the name and year on that flintlock since Predator 2, so I was completely dumbstruck that Raphael Adelini, when he gave it to her, I thought, nah, there's no way they're gonna connect it. Stop getting your hopes up, Greg. And then she looks at it. I'm like, oh my god. But I've spoken to a few people.
How did the Predators in the past get it after?
Well, did you? Okay, there's no end credits scene, but did you watch the end credits?
No,
because I've spoken to two people already. Well, they were doing, they were showing Comanche drawings.
Yes, I noticed the drawings. Yeah.
Well, if you watch to the very end, they were telling a story, and at the last Comanche drawing are the two ships coming back to attack the tribe. So obviously they took the flintlock. Yeah, exactly. But it's almost 252 years because Predator 2 was 97. So it changed hands a few times. But the fact that they thought of that and put that in there, for me, it was it was everything. I mean, just a nice touch.
No, it's like I said. I watched it twice and grew to like it even more with the second viewing. I really got to look for the little bits, and I mean everything about it was fun. Even her dog.
Yeah.
Very,
very well trained dog.
So it's
of course, at one point I was worrying more about the dog than her. Okay, where is he now? Okay, he left, but what? God damn it, that dog.
He's taking on the bear.
I know. Then he's running from the bear, and then she's
it's like he's like, follow me. Run away.
I mean, good Lord, I think I'd be stressed.
It was interesting how she dives into the water and hides in the beaver dam.
Yeah.
It's smart. Like I said, everything about it is smart. There's no, I guess you could say, other than a predator showing up on the planet, there's no suspension of disbelief.
Yeah.
Exactly. It really stuck to the Comanche warrior. From what I've read, it really stuck to the way the Comanche warriors lived, and how they fought and how they. So I mean, the athleticism, they're all very lean and muscular and can move like the wind and silent, So, although the arrogance on the male side was very, very predominant.
Yeah, but I'm guessing that's probably how it was back then. I mean,
I agree. I mean, a lot of woke people may not like that, but some of them did get their comeuppance. He's like, oh, you're gonna be able to kill the cat with that, and then boom, this guy gets nailed by the cat. It's like, aha, you spoke too soon.
Did that guy die? Because I don't recall seeing it.
Oh yeah, no, he cat
okay.
dragged him behind a tree and just.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
And then the other guy who was taking her back to the camp, wouldn't untie her when they were getting attacked, and then next thing you know, he's done.
Yeah.
We'll take care of this. Funk. Not so much. But no, big thumbs up for me.
Yep, me too.
This was one of the better ones that they've come out in the past decade.
Exactly. Yeah.
The other ones were just almost carbon copies of the original, and
Yeah, I like the Adrian Brody one. I might have only liked two scenes, whereas I like this whole movie. You know what I mean? Like
even Predators, the last one with Boyd Holbrook.
yeah, he was also in
Well,
Sandman.
Yeah, yeah, but the interesting part was the team that was created, and they were all idiots and fun, and that kind of made it sort of interesting, but still wasn't, just another variation on the whole Predator storyline. So this was a breath of fresh air, especially with the cinematography that they had. I mean, the landscapes that they showed, just so well done. So yeah, big time thumbs up for me.
Yes, sir. Me as well. Now, talking about Sandman, so are you saying you're familiar with the comic, or you didn't read it, but you knew of it?
I knew of it.
Okay.
I didn't really read it, so I'm kind of like going in this kind of fresh.
Yeah, Neil Gaiman's usually hit or miss with me. I did watch American Gods. I read the book after I watched the first series. I liked it, but I didn't know much about anything of Sandman, so I said, well, I'll give it a shot. I'm not going to poo-poo it right away. I'll give it a shot, and first two episodes, Sleep of the Just and Perfect Hosts. I didn't. It wasn't boring. I mean, and Boyd Holbrook is turning out to be a chameleon of an actor, because I just saw him in a horror movie called The Cursed, and he has an English accent. And I'm going, wait a minute, is this guy English and been playing American? No, I mean he have had a very convincing English accent in this movie. So now here he's the villain, playing Corinthian. Got Tom Sturridge as Dream or Morpheus, and. Long story short, Morpheus controls or keeps at bay the nightmares and whatever in our world, and he's taken by accident.
Well, I like how Gaiman kind of weaved it a little bit into actual happenings, like when they talk about sleeping sickness.
Yeah,
that was an actual thing, right? Yeah. So weaving a little reality into how all this came about with fantasy was really, really well done.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty basic story. Our buddy from Game of Thrones there, Charles Dance, played Roderick Burgess, trying to summon death to bring back his son and the other guy's son who got killed in World War I. Doesn't happen. He kidnapped instead, and then he keeps him for 100 years. Let me ask you that: did the black guy pushing the wheelchair, did he mess up the circle on purpose, or was that an accident? Like, did he want?
I think he messed it up on purpose.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he
because he kind of looked back at him after the wheel went over the
the line.
I
think he wanted to end this. So I think it was more along the lines of getting everything to work right.
Okay.
Like setting the scales to balance. I think is the way to go. So I think with this it was and God, Sturgis played Dream so fantastically.
I'm not too familiar with that actor, but he.
Neither am I, but I mean, it was.
He looks like he stepped off the pages of the novel, right?
Exactly.
Type of actor.
Exactly. So he really, really, came off.
And did you recall seeing I think it was in the first episode, a very quick shot of a pumpkin head? Did you catch that?
Yeah.
Do you know who that is? Do you want to know?
Oh, he's a character in the.
Yes. Do you want to know who he's played by, or you rather just wait?
I think I saw it somewhere, and I can't remember. Oh yeah, it's Mark Hamill.
Yeah. Merv, the pumpkin.
Yeah,
he voices Merv Pumpkinhead. Yeah. Okay. Well, we haven't heard him talk yet.
I looked
2
it up
episodes
a little
I've seen. Oh, okay. But I scanning an article, and then that came up. So I was a little confused by the second episode, because our buddy. What's her name? Jolie Richardson is playing Ethel Cripps, but 100 years past that Dream was prisoner. So I'm like, wait a minute, she'd either be dead, but then he reveals only at the end of that episode that whatever he thinks he has the ruby, right? Well, it's kept you from aging, right? I mean, so that
it was said in the beginning when she left that she stole the ruby as well.
Well, I knew that, but I didn't know it prolongs your life. See,
Okay.
I thought I missed something. Like, wait a minute, she would.
I think they mentioned it.
She should be dead. Oh, okay, I must have missed it. But then he explains, like, well, it's kept you looking, not your age for a while, so.
Yeah.
I guess it works. But now the dream, Tom Sturridge has to find his helm and ruby and bag of sand, so he goes to those the three sisters that he was allowed to ask one question. The fates. One question only. After he gives them a snake, which one of them devours. Okay. Not sure of the relationship between the two brothers, where one keeps killing the other, but I guess that's
it's Cain and Abel.
Yeah, but over and over again.
Well, that's the whole story behind Cain and Abel, right?
But Cain only killed Abel once. Okay.
Yeah, well, it's an exaggeration on the theme, right? So he kills Cain, he kills Abel. And Abel comes back and
because he buries him in a shallow grave, so it's not too much of a chore to get out of the ground, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So,
but yeah, Boyd Holbrook is kind of a Jack the Ripper type character, right? He's killing people like it's free.
And he's got teeth for eyes.
Yeah. I didn't know, like, so if because he was about to kill like Ethel Cripps there until she pulled out the talisman. So does he like take each their eyes and sees what they see? Is that how this works? I'm
not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure. They haven't really showed it, so it's kind of like. I just see him kind of just being just a prick. Yeah, he's pulling it off, I find. Wherever he ends up, he just kind of like really, really has that presence to. Well, obviously he wants to fuck with Dream, right? He wants to stay in the waking world, which. Like I said, I never really read Sandman, so I didn't know this about it. But now I'm kind of like, this is kind of interesting. What happens if dreams or nightmares escape into the waking world? So this could be very, very interesting.
Yeah, I think we have. I think there's 10 episodes. If I'm not mistaken, of this show. So.
We got 10 episodes.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, no, it's definitely. I mean, I just kept going through, and I was like, I think if I'm looking at the episodes now, I got up to 4.
Oh,
so
okay.
I was like, yeah, this next. I want to find out what happens next, and upcoming the characters are really, really well done. So I'm. This is really going to be an interesting thing. I think this is just going to be a home run. And like they could keep going watching. And going with this, so it's like yes. I
don't know if you saw they bumped She-Hulk ahead by a day there to the Thursday, so it'll come out Thursdays now. Yeah, I don't know why, but yeah, it's gonna be on Thursdays instead of Wednesdays now, people. But yeah, whatever. Not much you can do about that. I guess you heard, but all Batgirl, a $90 million movie that's shot in the can, and they're refusing to release it, which is so strange.
Why do you think that happened?
Oh, it's a he said, she said. So first they said, well, it's bad. No, it's not bad. But now word is getting that how they do focus groups.
Yeah.
Well, I think just. That's just what happened. Like if you're not even going to release this movie on streaming, that says something. So I think. No one sets out to make a bad movie, but it happened, and they're trying to protect their brand, or whatever they call it. And
well, I mean, because DC's been having such a
look at the Flash. You can't release the movie until what's his name cleans his act up. It doesn't even look like he's still taunting the police. I mean, look at the position DC is in. Yeah. I mean, so maybe you should have released it with this still going on. And Michael Keaton was in Batgirl, so now. Yeah. He's in 2 movies that might never come out.
Yeah. Well, that's just it. It's like
Jesus.
I mean, I understand that maybe they with all the trouble they've been having with their movies in the past, I guess decade. That they want to really focus on doing something really, really good. And so far, none of their movies really, really have gotten that positive feedback. Even the Snyder Cut, while it was good, but it still wasn't the best version of that particular story. At least I don't think. I think the best telling of that story would have been the combination of the what's his name's version and Snyder's version, and you put it together and away you go. But again, everybody's trying so hard to put out the super blockbusters instead of just put out a good story.
Oh, you mean a combination of Joss Whedon's movie?
Joss Whedon's movie.
Okay.
Add that lightheartedness to the darkness of Snyder's, and you get a nice balanced movie.
Yeah, because there were some scenes of Joss Whedon's movie that I liked. So
yeah, same here. Over what was portrayed in Snyder's cut. So I think you could have taken a little bit of both, put it together, and really, really had something interesting. But like I said, lately they haven't released. Suicide Squad 2 didn't do all that great. The only thing that really rocked people's world has been Peacemaker.
Yeah, I mean, Batman did well at the box office, but I don't know if I'd watch it again. I still hold The Dark Knight up there, but it did, budget wise it did well and all. Yeah, but I don't know if I can't point to a single scene that I liked really.
The problem with Batman is they keep trying to retell Batman. They keep trying to start from the beginning and move forward and just, jump in. Pick a storyline and jump in. We've had how many Batmans? Just like how many James Bonds?
Yeah.
How many James Bonds have we had? Pick a story. Do it right. Pick the right person to portray that character and tell that story. There's so much content that they could do with this. Just do it. Just pick a good story, cast someone that works, and go for it. What other casting I just recently heard of? Like Lady Gaga's going to be in the next Joker. Are we thinking Harley Quinn?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, possibly, right? I mean,
right. But again, while it was a good movie, it wasn't the Joker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think they got to find a way to stitch it all together and just be cohesive. Because this is such a rich environment. I know a lot of people are saying, well, no, just tell nice individual stories and away you go. They don't have to be connected. They don't, but they really should be. I mean, that's just my opinion. I don't know. How do you feel about that?
No, I feel like you on this one.
Let's have that. Because we always love that hint when you see someone else in there, right? And you're just kind of like, oh, and it just makes you excited for the next one. How are they going to blend this? How are they going to put this together? So I think maybe Discovery has now taken the reins and going, well, let's hold back on this a little bit. Let's try and do something a little bit different, Yeah. Let's not try to be Marvel. Let's be DC, but tell our stories how they should be told. And then maybe, just maybe, we'll get something that everybody's just going to go, oh, I want more,
Yeah,
other than Peacemaker.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, yeah. Do we have any other news? Well,
no, other than
Nichelle Nichols.
Yes, she passed away. I'm glad I got to meet her when I did, and now I hope she's up there with Scotty, and they're having an away party.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Nichelle.
Everybody just praises her. Everybody.
And in a way, she's living on in Strange New Worlds because she's a cadet in the show, right?
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Your character, your name lives on.
Yeah. So I think, just a salute to you. Live, we can't say live long and prosper.
Nope.
Where no man has gone before.
But I am holding up the Vulcan salute, though.
There you go. There you go. So other than that, no other bit of news.
No, I don't have anything major other than the Batgirl. That's about it.
Mm-hmm. I've been playing a new video game. I got into the MultiVersus.
Yeah, I've heard, a couple of streamers I follow have been playing it, so they like it a lot.
It's a lot of fun. It's very much Mortal Kombat with Warner Brothers characters.
Yeah, I remember when I sent you that batshit crazy trailer. Remember, they got a lot of people in that game,
and with a bit of a Fortnite kind of reward system. So there's a battle pass, and there you can buy like a premium.
Okay, yeah, so it's free to play. But
free to play.
If you want some cosmetics or whatever, then yeah.
You want to get it all before, without earning it all. Away you go. But it's still fun. I mean, I've played as Shaggy. I've played as Taz, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. So
I've seen some gameplay. It looks pretty cool.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and it's online, so you can play with others. So you can get together with your friends and 2-on-2 or 4-on-4 or whatever, take on all sorts of bad guys. But no, it's fun to figure out the moves for each character. Like, Shaggy throws a sandwich.
Zoinks.
Yeah, he says all that. Yeah, and there's emotes too, right? There's emotes that you can use and such. There's all kinds of different fun things. Wonder Woman doing dumbbells and.
Nice.
And you got it's the and you get variations on the characters too that you've seen throughout. So like the Batman is the Batman the animated version, and then you got another Batman, I think it's a comic book version, and then you have like the Wonder Woman also has the animated version. So you got the comic book version, and then you have like the animated version with a different costume. So it's it's a fun little thing.
Okay. All right, sir. I think that wraps it up for me.
All right. So you can find us on social media. You can find us. Search YouTube. Search YouTube Butcher Bay Rejects. On Twitter Bay Rejects. See, we missed a week, and I was on a roll, and now it's all like going to hell.
Well.
So on Twitter Bay Rejects, on Facebook Butcher Bay Rejects, and on TikTok Butcher Bay Rejects. You can also find us on our website butcherbayrejects.com, and you can find us on all the podcast platforms: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Alexa TuneIn, Spotify, and Pandora. This has been Butcher Bay Rejects. I'm Mark.
I'm Greg. See you next week, nerds.
Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.